fresh fall is upon us, guys, and you need to be in the festive spirit. Light a candle, get some pumpkin spice, and make sure your balls look nice with the sponsor of today's show, Manscaped. Nature may clear the leaves off their trees, but you'll need Manscaped's help to get you ready for that sweater weather. Get your pants puppies prepared for cuffing season with a trim as refreshing as a fall breeze by going to manscaped.com and using promo code FRATCHAT for 20% off plus free shipping. Oh, yeah. And we are recording, Mr. Mo.
And we are recording. I just lit a candle. It's pumpkin scented. I thought it would get us in the mood. Can you smell it?
I'm very aroused.
Nice. Dude, I love candles.
Me too, dude. Addicting. I'm addicted to the sexy scent of a candle. Makes me speak with a Spanish accent. It's too sexy.
Oh, bien.
It's way too sexy. I cannot resist. Especially lavender. Ooh, so sexy.
I heard somewhere that one of the worst housewarming gifts or gifts you can give for holidays is a candle because it's just so generic. But those are my favorite gifts.
Yeah. And candles are expensive. So it's
Anthropology has the best ones too. This one is a company called Wicked Candles, and it's local to Astoria.
Are you serious? The candle store in Hoboken that I like is called Wicked Scents.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Shop local, guys.
You shop local.
Unless you want marine layer.
That's right. In which case, you can save some money. But
yeah.
We'll talk. Anyways, we do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge.
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Simo Moore. How's it going, Mr. Moo?
Heyo! I'm great. No fever, just a lingering cough. I feel like I've got a second chance in life today. Yes!
Oh, yeah. Well, I got a fever. I got a fever, Mr. Mo. A fever for candles.
Nice.
I need them.
I thought you were going to say a fever for dick.
That's your fever.
Not fever for dick.
It's close. It's contagious. You gotta be careful.
Gay is contagious.
That's what they say.
Sometimes I walk into a gay establishment, I can just smell the gay, and I'm like, uh-oh. Good luck, breeders.
That's what they say on Fox News. If you touch a gay, you become gay. That's what I'm told.
Fox News also says that we need more prayer.
That's right. Did you see the new Republican speaker? And it's crazy that his name is Mike Johnson, because of course you're gonna have Mike Johnson to lead a bunch of dicks around. but his acceptance speech to becoming speaker, he was asked why his wife wasn't there to celebrate the big moment. He was like, well, my wife has simply been on her knees for 2 weeks praying to the Lord. It's like, wait, what? What was that pause? Why did you say it like that? What? Literally, my wife was on her knees. It's like, what?
What's wrong with him?
Yeah, what a creep. That was so creepy. And that was like the first impression I have of this man. And I'm like, nope.
On her knees because
bring on the next speaker. Just keep it moving.
Payment.
Fucking freak. That is not what we need. Like, at least with Trump being a creep, it's like, it's almost what you'd expect. You know what I mean? Like the Russian pee-pee story, things like that. It's like, it kind of goes with his brand, the Donald Trump scumbag, cologne brand, Musk. But with this guy, that's like, no, that's like pedophile in a playground vibes that I'm getting from that comment. So I don't know.
You know what I noticed? I saw some article Did you see Did you see about the mass shooting in Maine?
Yeah.
Horrible, right? And I think the automatic rifle that he was using is the same rifle that a lot of Republican senators have as pins.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
true.
guess it's an NRA pin. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the NRA pin, I believe.
Yikes. And it's just so funny that all these Republicans are like, we need more prayer. We need prayer in school. We need prayer. If there was a shooting and I'm a police officer and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go into where all the action is. But first, guys, please, let's pray. We gotta pray first before we go into the line of fire because that prayer is really gonna help us out and it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was literally a killer who let's see who is the person. Oh yeah, the Columbine shooting. That's what it was. The Columbine shooters were out there killing all these kids, and they asked a kid, do you believe in God? Like, do you and pray to God right now, ask God to save you, and then fucking shot his ass. Like, that's cold. That's very
Horrible.
cold. I'm sorry. We're not here at the Frat Chat podcast to tramp on people's religious beliefs. Whatever you believe, even if it's the spaghetti monster, good for you. But you can't bring Jesus to a gunfight. He's not going to live. It's not going to work out. He's already dead.
That's right.
You know what I mean? He's a ghost. So, even if he's back, he's still a ghost. So he's good. You got to run. You need you need a vest. You need some good shoes to get the fuck out of there. I don't know. You need a lot of things.
That's like a surgeon who's like, it's like scalpel, this, that. Okay, prayer. Let's start with some prayer. Jesus. We're losing her. Okay, let's
come on, Jesus. We're waiting for you.
Just one quick Hail Mary, guys. I really think it's gonna do the trick.
And she's dead.
Beep.
Well, I guess it was God's will.
Man, we do sound very anti-religious today. I think if religion works for you, that's great. I think religion can be a beautiful thing. There's a lot of doctrines that are really beautiful, but I do think that it's a little illogical to just depend on faith when there's other things we can do.
I like faith, but I think with my last point on this, if you're too far with it, in any side, in any religion, if you're too super Christian-y, God, drives me crazy. But also, there's people, and you'll see it in politics a lot. So pay attention, people, that will use religion and then will claim to be following said religion and that they're super religious. But if you look at their private lives and the things they do, they're fucking assholes, and they're just saying that to get votes from you.
Mm-hmm.
Republican Party. But I don't know who could possibly do such a thing. So, maybe pay attention, you guys, for yourself. Republican Party. Oh man, I have something in my throat that's like really.
It's probably a dick.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably a Republican dick.
They said it was contagious. That's how they know. So pay attention, people. There's hypocrites all over the place. Support for today's episode comes from Waterboy. If you're hydrated and you know it, clap your hands. Let me tell you something, folks. We all know that hangovers suck a big D. Am I right? What? Ew, no, man. Get your mind out of the gutter. We're talking about dehydration here, pervs. And Waterboy is your hangover lifesaver, coming in hot with over 3 times the electrolytes of a liquid IV. Waterboy's weekend recovery pack is scientifically formulated to cut your hangover time in half. All you do is take one of these little packets here, mix it with 16 ounces of water, and boom, you're hydrated again. That's why you know what they say. If you use Waterboy's powder stack, you'll get your mojo right back. Oh, yeah. And for a limited time only, our listeners get 15% off of your entire order with the promo code FRATCHAT at waterboy.com. Our 6-inch stack is packing, so get yours today and save 15% on it with the promo code FRATCHAT at waterboy.com. But anywho, I have a I have a little news story for you.
Okay, I purposely didn't read it. I wouldn't be surprised by it. I purposely didn't read it. It's not. I could have if I wanted to. I could have.
You guys.
I could have read it. I could have. I just didn't.
And it wouldn't have taken him 40 minutes either.
It would not have taken 40 minutes or 8 days.
Nope. So I'm just going to put this right here, this picture in the thing, in our little doc for you to look at. What do you think of that?
Ooh.
Let's scroll down.
She's got some hairy pits.
Those are very hairy pits. But apparently...
I'm not big on hairy pits for any gender.
No, mine are pretty hairy right now. I gotta give him a little trim.
Yeah,
it looks like her, right? She's my sister.
She's got to be.
But apparently, here is the thing: this lady, how much would you pay for armpit hair?
Ew! That's the last thing I want in life. I'd rather you cheese grate my nipples than force me to buy some armpit hair.
Right? Well, here's the thing. This lady apparently makes $9,500 a month selling her armpit hair online.
What?
Yep.
Ew.
Yep.
What
creeps out there?
Fuck is buying that shit?
Oh, creeps out there. Apparently, she's 30, and at this point, she's made close to $1 million selling this armpit hair. And her name is Fenella Fox from the UK, in case you perverts are interested. Maybe we should get a frat chat promo code going. I don't know. We can get in the armpit business. But she's been in the adult industry since she was 18 and now claims she makes more than $9,500 per month through a combination of social media platforms where she has more than 1 million followers. So good for her.
So she's been in the adult industry. Is selling armpit hair considered sex work, or has she been in pornos too?
I guess she's done porn. But she said that she started posting images of her body hair online 7 years ago, and she's 30. So I guess she started out in like stripping and porn and shit. But she says 7 years ago, she became frustrated with the beauty standards placed on women. So she started growing out her armpit hair. You tell them, girl. So then she decided to do it. She stopped wearing makeup, stopped styling her hair, stopped shaving, and let my body do its natural thing. I talked about her a lot online and soon became known as a body positive influencer. And I think at the time there weren't many doing what I was doing, so it really stood out. It wasn't actually really scary. She said that creating those images were some of the best times of her life, but the reaction to her work was mostly negative. Like a comedian at an open mic. We've been there. So she said she was going against the norm, and people were feeling threatened by this, and she was portraying a different version of what sexy could look like. But her boldness hasn't come without consequence.
Boldness or stinky? I look at this picture and my assumption is that it stinks. I feel like the photography studio smells like body odor. It just looks stinky to me. I'm glad this picture isn't scratch and sniff, because I'd be on the floor right now.
Yeah, here's the thing where she loses me is that, it's fine. Stop wearing makeup. Don't stop it. I don't give a fuck. But that means you're not using deodorant. And now you're growing your armpit hair. You put two and two together. Not cool.
And right guard goes left.
Yeah. Like, I honestly, at this point, I know that something is going to give us cancer, no matter what, because apparently everything fucking gives you cancer. But I'd rather my armpits not smell like ass. That's just me. That's the one thing.
Ew.
I'll have the chemicals. I can't. But some people, I'm talking to you, Brooklyn, need to learn.
Say she looks like any generic Brooklynite. She looks like
that's
Brooklyn girl.
That's Brooklyn for you. Because here's the thing, she's really hot too. I'm into it. And then, woo! But I can smell the pictures. That's the only thing. It's like I can really smell the pictures. Ugh. But apparently,
she doesn't like beauty standards, but her makeup is done very nicely.
Yeah, there's no way that
I think you got to commit.
Natural.
It's one or the other.
Absolutely. So, but apparently, the attacks online, which is the downfall of the business, and people saying mean things to her, have left her with some post-traumatic stress disorder. And
hey, little girl, turn your computer off.
Yeah, that's true. You never look at the comments unless you want to get
put
roasted.
Your phone away.
It's like you
People
look
are
at the
saying
positive.
such mean things. Okay, stop looking at it.
Yeah, that's so true. That's one thing we know quite well.
Yeah,
You
I don't
post
read the
anything.
comments. I'm like, whatever. I can't make everyone happy.
Totally. You look at the likes, you look at the positives, and you look at the money in the bank, girl. Don't fucking worry about the haters. Whatever. Fuck the haters. That's all we got to say here at the Frat Chat Podcast. You keep selling your armpit hair if that makes you happy. But please put on some deodorant. That's all we ask. We'll send you some. She's in UK too, so it'll be expensive to ship it there, but we will. That's how committed we are to this.
You know what? Manscaped has some deodorant you could use. You don't have to be a man to wear it. We won't tell.
That's true. That's very true. Or, if you ever want to trim that thing down, they also, have the 5.0 lawnmower action right now, which is pretty fucking epic.
That would take a lot of wax to tame that forest there.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
so you just
shit.
Turn on, just perfect, you're done. So I'm just saying, maybe you should use that. You can use promo code FRATCHAT to save 20% plus get free shipping. Pretty awesome stuff. So that's what we recommend here at the Frat Chat Podcast. Get yourself the 5.0. You won't regret it. So
I like the 5.0. I've been using it. I've been I don't use the one attachment as much. That's like the face shaver. I don't use that attachment as much.
Oh, the little thing. I think that's if you also want to just go totally bare down there, no hair.
Yeah, I like having a little bit of something because I've been told that if I'm completely bare down there, it looks like a child.
Yeah, well, that's because of the size, but
What's the next topic? I was told that my dick looks like a kid's dick. It must be because I just got waxed. It can't be because of the size.
Yeah, totally. Oh man. Hey, I'm back.
Hey-o.
All right, well, it's speaking of scary, it's time to get to it, Mr. Mel.
Yeah, let's get
because it's Halloween. Woo! It's spooky days here at the Frat Chat Podcast. And whether you go and out trick-or-treating or you're partying or you're staying, everybody's in the spooky mood this particular day. So we're going to give it to you. We're going to end our spooky episodes on Halloween like it's supposed to. And then tomorrow, I guess, everything's about pumpkin. I don't know what we'll do. But, yeah, we're going to get spooky. And we're going to get spooky the Frat Chat way, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to talk to you this week about celebrity crushes. But not just any celebrity crushes. We're going to talk about celebrity crushes that played spooky roles that, quite frankly, did it for us. I know they're supposed to be scary. I know they're supposed to be maybe evil, but good Lord, they would make our list. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we're going to give you the top 10 celebrity crushes in spooky roles here at the Frat Chat Podcast. Boom, boom. It's going to get spooky.
I'm ready.
Usually in the podcast, you have to say something, the people don't really know.
I was just thinking to myself, I think I forgot a couple people because I didn't know they had to be scary movies or not, or just villains in general.
Just spooky. But if you have an honorable mention or two you want to throw out, we can.
I have an honorable mention, and his name is Michael Jordan.
Michael
from
Jordan?
Black Panther.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Michael Jordan, from Space Jam.
Space Jam?
No, Michael B. Jordan.
Wait, what? He's not a bit.
Might be one of the most sexiest people alive, and I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking of horror movies, and I didn't even think, man, I should have put him on my list. It's okay.
And plus, he makes a good Halloween costume too. If you're pretty ripped up, but unless you're white, because just don't do it. Don't even think about grabbing the black face paint. Don't do it. Don't do it, white people.
Don't do it. It's never okay.
Never okay.
You hear that, Justin Theroux?
Yeah, it'll come back up. You never know what, but it will come back
Theroux.
up.
Who's the guy who's in charge of Canada?
Yeah, that's it.
Trudeau.
Trudeau, yeah.
Because I think there's a picture of him in blackface, and
there's
not
definitely a picture of him in blackface.
He likes to dress up in lots of ethnicities.
To be fair, it was in the
He's got
80s, and all the white people were doing it, but still.
Well, I can tell you that none of my mom, my dad, my sister, and I, you will never find a picture of us in blackface. But my Aunt Carolyn did dress up like Aunt Jemima one year for Halloween, and even though it was the 80s, we were like, ooh, even though I was a little kid, I was still like, this isn't good.
And she did a really racist voice too.
Oh my gosh, so bad.
It was bad. It was bad, you guys.
And my Aunt Carolyn's a big girl too, and I thought to myself, not only are you racist, but you made Aunt Jemima fat.
No, well, Aunt Jemima is a big one. To be fair,
but not.
Can't be the pancake lady and be skinny. I don't trust a skinny woman selling me pancakes. I'm just saying, it's like seeing like whose food would you rather eat, the fat chef or the skinny chef? I'm going for the fat chef 100% of the time.
That's fair.
That guy's eating everything.
That's makes. Would you rather have a dentist with all of his teeth or just with some of his teeth?
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know.
Or a barber with a bad haircut. It's like, oh, what happened to you, dude? Like, what? No. Yeah. So you gotta keep an eye on these things. So yeah, Michael B. Jordan. That's good. That's a good one. Did you have another one? You said you had a couple.
Another honorable mention. Well, I toyed with this one, but I didn't know if it would make sense because he wasn't really real in the movie. Spoiler alert: Fight Club with Brad Pitt. I would consider his character the villain.
Yeah,
but it was a villain inside his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was. I mean, for all terms and purposes, for us, it's a real character.
Yeah.
So
man, he was so sexy.
Tyler Durden,
even with the busted lip, he was so sexy.
I know. Even as a straight guy, he did it for me in that movie. Good Lord, he's just so badass and witty and cool and just strange and ripped up and handsome. There's just a combination of like so much going on with his character. Even when he lets the fat guy beat him up, and then he just like grabs him, starts bleeding all over him. It's like, God damn, he's badass. But then he's like, I don't know, in some weird leather jacket, just doing this in a scene. And he's still so cool.
Man, Brad Pitt. I'm not really big on eating butt, but if he asked me, I would do it. I would eat his butt.
Hello, Chris. It is me, Brad Pitt.
I would say
I hope you're hungry.
Put the fancy silverware away. I don't need it. I shan't need the silverware.
I hope you're starving. I did not wipe this morning, so I brought you dessert.
I would say, it's okay, Brad Pitt. Whatever you say, Brad Pitt. I love you, Brad Pitt. Marry me, Brad Pitt. Put me in a
and he's managed to age fantastically too, and I don't really know how, but good for him.
Even when he tries to look homeless,
he looks cool. I know, that's the thing about him. He'll just purposely try to look like shit, and he'll look even better than ever. It's like, come on, like, what the fuck? Like, how do you do that? And then you see him at the Oscars dressed like $1 million, and then he's even more beautiful. It's like, God damn it, we'll never top Brad Pitt. So I'm okay with that. There's Brad Pitt, and then
a girl can dream. So
that's right.
Who wants to go first? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. I'm going to start with one that really did it for me as a kid. Like, really did it for me as a kid. I think this is when I realized that I 1,000% was not gay, because I was like 4 and seeing this character on my TV, like, damn. And we're talking about Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman in Tim Burton's Batman Returns. She's in that.
That's so funny, because I feel like I was in high school when I saw that, and you said you were 4 years old. She was sexy in that. She's
wearing that tight leather Catwoman outfit. And here's the cool fun fact about her. She did all her whip stunts. She learned how to use a whip for the movie, and she did all the stunts. And there's a scene in it where she like hits a bunch of things with the whip, like a bunch of targets. And that I thought, obviously you think it's like a multiple cuts. Hell no, that was one take that she did it and like learned how to do this fucking stunt. So she actually
Good
was
for her.
badass. Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer, and she's like, I think she's gotta be like 70, and she's still gorgeous. And what a great resume too, Scarface and things like that. But god
She was
damn,
also in Grease 2
Grease too.
when she tried to sing.
That's right. And she survived that, so that shows how great of an actress she is.
It's called perseverance, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. That shows that if you keep trying, you can do anything, ladies and gentlemen. So, God, and there's a scene like I think she like licks her whip or something, and I'm like, oh. So I haven't seen that movie Next to Julie yet because it's gonna get awkward.
Well, you know what? It might turn Julie on too.
That's true. That's true.
Anyone in custom made couture leather, it's sexy.
Mm-hmm. And she, I think, like Halle Berry was a pretty hot Catwoman, but her costume was not really that hot. It was just like kind of Halle Berry with a little mask. Like Michelle Pfeiffer's.
Like I think Guess Jeans made Halle Berry's costume. Guess Jeans.
Yeah.
Stick to jeans.
That's right. Yeah. If you guys put it side by side, I think you'll go for Michelle Pfeiffer every time. And Halle Berry is one of the hottest women to ever walk this earth. But Michelle Pfeiffer in that Catwoman outfit, good Jillikers. That
good Jillikers.
It does things to me.
Well, first on my list, have you ever seen the movie Twilight?
Yes, I sadly have.
Okay, so I was on shrooms when I saw it the first time, and I was like,
"Whoa, really?" Honestly, that'd be a pretty good movie on shrooms. I was
like, "Oh."
When they're all like shining and shit, like like that's like
trees and things. Cool. I'm like, oh my god, they're so limber. So there's this one bad news vampire in the first one, and he's got the long blonde hair. His name is James Witherdale. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the movie, they tore him in pieces.
Yep.
Because he got a whiff of Bella, and he was like, "Ooh, her pits smell nice." She probably doesn't shave.
It's called a callback, ladies and gentlemen. Read that down.
Yeah. So I just thought he was so. I don't know what it is about a man with long blonde hair that I'm like. Brrr. I think it's because I always had a crush growing up on Kurt Cobain.
Really?
Like 90s grungy.
Wow. I never saw you for a Kurt Cobain crush.
I love Nirvana, and I just thought he was so sexy and so talented. I just associate long blonde hair with like a starving artist's type of deal. And I remember even watching like Hocus Pocus back in the day, and there's like two bullies. One had long blonde hair.
Yeah. What was the name? Like Crush and Skull or something like that?
Something like that. Or Ice.
Yeah, one of them was definitely Ice, the dude with the hair and with the haircut in his back and the blonde hair. What were the names? Who were the bullies?
Well, the blonde I thought was so sexy as a kid.
Jay and Ice.
Jay and Ice. I remember everyone was like, Max is so sexy in Hocus Pocus. Max. I'm like, fuck that. The guy, the long blonde hair, was really doing it for me as a kid.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really, in a million years, never thought that Waterboy could work on the hangover I woke up with last weekend. It was so freaking painful. I really thought I'd be in bed for at least 2 days. But boy, did they prove me wrong. Because thanks to Waterboy, oh yeah, I was not just able to get out of bed, but I kicked the day's booty too. All while saying goodbye to that epic, nasty hangover. Now, most hydration powders are packed so full of sugar that they just cause you to crash even harder later on. Not to mention, you have to drink so many of them just to get the electrolyte replenishment that your body really needs to recover. Well, folks, not anymore. Because Waterboy has 9 times the electrolytes as a Gatorade just in this stick. Inside each stick, there's some ginger for that nausea in there to make your tummy feel better. And they also include L-theanine to help calm your nerves and reduce your anxiety. Plus, their scientifically backed formula truly brings you back from the dead. Let me tell you guys, it works. But maybe the best part about Waterboy is how amazing it tastes. The most popular flavors include strawberry lemonade, lemon lime, and my life-saving blue raspberry here, which I can personally thank for saving my life last weekend. Mwah! These flavors are so good, you're going to actually want to drink these. And Waterboy is also gluten-free, caffeine-free, dairy-free, vegan, and made right here in the US of A. Let me tell you something, folks. A lot of things get worse as you get older, but your hangovers don't have to. Waterboy isn't a magic cures, but it's pretty goddamn close to one. And it's time to try it today. Hundreds of thousands of people already trust Waterboy as their hangover cure. It's time to stop dealing with the anxiety alone, people. For a limited time, our listeners get an exclusive 15% off discount when they use the promo code FRATCHAT at waterboy.com. Again, that's 15% off the promo code FRATCHAT at waterboy.com, because Waterboy has got you recovered.
But anyway, James Witherdale, Twilight. I'm so sorry they ripped you apart in pieces because you really were going places for me.
That's right. And Simo would have totally tore you to pieces.
Oh my God. Give an opportunity.
Sexy cat noises there.
I don't even need Vaseline or a banana. I would just go straight in. I just need a little bit of spit determination, and I would rock it out.
And he's got plenty of both.
Yummy,
for this next one, I'm gonna do one where they really try their best to make this girl look creepy, and to be honest, it just happened to do it for me more. And I'm talking about Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams.
Oh, so cute, right?
It does it for me. Yeah, she's adorable. Then she does that dance that became viral, the Goo Goo Muck dance, and I fucking loved it. It's cool that she choreographed it herself. Yeah, it really did it for me. And her weirdness, like you add quirkiness and weirdness to a person, and I'm just a sucker for you, especially if she's already hot Latina girl. Sold. So she's definitely on my list as it is, but in the Wednesday cosplay, she's on the list twice.
You know what? She I think she's adorable, but the thing I didn't like about the show was I was like, why is Catherine Zeta-Jones again playing a Hispanic family member? Why does she always play Hispanic? She's Welsh.
To be fair, I always thought she was Latina. She does look like my people, so I don't mind it. I didn't like Luis Guzman as the dad, though, because I love Luis Guzman. But the dad is Gomez Adams is supposed to be like very suave and very like cool, and like that's the way
and
he was always
frumpy.
played. That's right. So and the guy who played him was he died actually in the movies. What was his name? Raul Julia was a phenomenal actor, and he played him so awesome. And he was like seductive with his wife, but he was also really badass and really crazy and just like loved to fight and loved to just, he was wild. He was out there. It was like he was very mild mannered, but at the same time, he was also insane, and you could see it in his eyes. And you just can't top that, to be honest, in my opinion.
Isn't it crazy that the Addams Family only ran for like 2 seasons? And it's such a huge like American phenomena
that's been remade and redone into movies, cartoons, fucking cartoon movies, different TV shows of the Addams, reboots.
They're creepy and they're spooky. They're
so good. And my favorite, well, I guess I have a couple favorites. But Cousin It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Runs to the girl in the last story that we just read. Never mind. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna have to hate.
Call back. Okay,
we love you.
Next on my list, I'm gonna go with all of the vampires in Vampire Diaries, because when you think about it, I mean, even though some of them were good vampires, they all had their moments,
That's right.
But especially one vampire named Klaus. I think his name is Nick Klaus. Klaus Michelson. He was like the bad one. He had anger management issues, and I was like, oh my god, yell at me any day of the week, pull my hair, throw me down. I don't care, please. He was. Have you ever watched that, the Vampire Diaries?
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes. It was never my show, but I've seen a couple episodes. So I know some of the characters.
It went on for a long time, and there's a spin-off called The Originals, and then they had a spin-off called Legacies. And
damn, a
Klaus
spin-off of a
Michelson was
spin-off.
in all
That's
three.
successful.
Super successful franchise. This guy was like, I guess like the original vampire, but he was also a werewolf. He was both.
He was both?
So
That's wild.
Because he was both, he was able to run around outside during the daytime.
Wow.
And he could turn into a werewolf whenever he wanted to.
That's wild. That's cool. I might have to get into that show. And if you look at the cast, I mean, if you just Google it, Vampire Diaries cast, then you damn well what they were doing that cast. There is not one single Uggo in this show.
Oh my gosh, there's one vampire though. His name is Damon. He wasn't like, I mean, he was bad at the beginning, but then he got softer and nicer. But Damon, with his like piercing blue eyes. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever watched that show without my hand down my pants.
I was gonna say, I think this show's meant to be watched with a pillow over yourself.
Yeah,
just Snow's watching.
I put my dick in a tube sock, because it's so big.
Yes, totally. A child size tube sock, but you know. But Nina Dobrev is in that show, and she is just she's also one of my celebrity crushes. She's been in some.
Really? I like the girl that played, I think her name's Kat. She's the witch. She was like the token black one, but I thought she was the hottest of all of them.
Oh, yes. Ooh, Bonnie Bennett.
Her real name is Kat, I think.
Kat Graham.
Yeah.
She is a smoke show. God damn.
So sexy.
Holy.
She always saved the day. Everyone was like, oh no, what are we going to do? Bonnie, do you have any ideas? And she's like, I'll take one for the team again.
Wow. Yeah, this is, I might start watching the show. Holy shit. And there's a guy in it who plays Jeremy Gilbert, whose name is Stephen R. McQueen, who I see is related to Hollywood legend Steve McQueen. That's badass. Holy shit. That's so fucking cool. I had no idea his grandson was acting. That's wild. Oh, he kind of looks like him too. That's wild. That's
He's really sexy.
Wild. Yeah, he looks like a better looking Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen was a sex icon back in his day, but like I feel like the dudes in the 60s were definitely uglier than you know, because like Queer Eye and things like that happened. You know, what was the term in the 2000? Metrosexuals.
Like Ryan Seacrest is like the epitome of metrosexuality.
Exactly. So, you know, I feel like men these days, we're more taken care of than the man back then. So we prettier than the previous generation. That's all I'm saying. No offense, baby boomers. Don't get mad. It's just a matter of fact. We pretty. So suck it.
We have much better eyebrows these days.
That's right. Things like, you know. We're doing eyebrow tricks here at the Frat Chat Podcast, so that's why you have to watch us on YouTube as well at Frat Chat Podcast, so you don't miss moments like this. You know, just saying.
Well, who's next on your list, and does she have nice eyebrows?
Oh, I hope so. Actually, I'm pretty sure she did, but especially in this movie, because she was the second sexiest vampire I have ever seen. And I'm going to go with Aaliyah as Queen Akasha and Queen of the Damned. She was evil.
He said second sexiest vampire. I thought you were going to say Mother Teresa.
Oh, no.
Because you know that was Walking Dead. Okay. So, but Aaliyah, yes. Man, what a beautiful girl.
I know, man. Rest in peace. It's crazy that she died like the week before 9/11, which is just wild.
Really?
She died August 25th, so 2 weeks before. And she also died in a plane crash, remember? And
Yeah.
and everything was all about Ali. And then 9/11 happened. Obviously, the world shift focus, but she's gone way too soon. She was such a talented singer, such a talented actress, and she was beautiful. But in Queen of the
She's so young.
Damned,
She just had a whole life ahead of her.
absolutely. Let's see, she was born in 79 and died in 2001. So 89, 99. Yeah, she was like 22 years old, which is wild. And she normally would play like very sweet roles because she did a few movies. And like the damsel in distress. But then when she did the Queen of the Damned, she like completely switched it over, and she was fucking just evil and scary. But goddamn, they gave her this like little skimpy outfit in the movie, and really did it for me. Still does. I really wish she would have stayed. I feel like she would have been like Beyonce before Beyonce, because she was.
I feel like her role in that, even though it was like the title role, I feel like she didn't have that much screen time.
Nah, because at the end of the day, it wasn't really. It was more about the people in the movie trying to, I guess, run away from the Queen of the Damned. So,
but I think they should do a redo of that movie with the same footage and pick up all the footage that was left on the cutting room floor and give her more. Because I'm sure there's more recorded. Do you know what I mean?
But here's the thing: the movie came out in February of 2002, so a few months after she died, which means maybe she was still filming. So I don't know how much there is of her. Maybe they did that as a choice to keep the movie coming out because she killed it in it. So they thought maybe less is more in this case.
Well, speaking of killing it, the killer from Scream
Transition
was a heartthrob for me. Billy
Loomis, yes,
from Scream.
Billy Loomis. That's
he had
right.
a little bit of like a snaggle tooth. He was also like he also played a role in The Craft. He was like the obsessive boyfriend.
Ah. And have you seen the later Scream movies by any chance?
I have.
Okay. Well, for those of you that haven't, he kind of makes like a comeback. Even though he's in Visions, he's pretty much looks exactly the same, just older. So he's really
well. Now he plays on Riverdale.
Yes, he does.
Oh,
yes, he
what
does.
A sexy guy.
Yeah, he's really, really aged well. I don't understand how.
There's something about a little bit of crooked teeth, and I'm like, yum.
Yeah, and it's crazy that he didn't get those fixed, but I guess he was like, it's part of my look.
He didn't. Ugh, smile is so sexy.
And he can open a can with it.
Yeah.
Canned peaches will never be an issue again.
He can bite off one of my dingleberries. Talented motherfucker.
You could use it to peel oranges too.
Yeah. I thought he was so sexy, but when I'm talking about the killers, I'm not referring to the one who's like, I'm feeling woozy over here.
Oh, yeah, not that guy. The one who was doing the stabbing with the white shirt, and he had the classic 90s guy part, which I really wish so hard that I could have had back in the day, and I tried to do, but my hair's too thick. So it did not work. Definitely just like, but yeah, he had that 90s part, and it's funny because in the movies now, when he comes back, even though he's a Vision, they kind of want to make it look like he was back then, so they give him the 90s part again, and he looks great. He kind of looks like which one is not Chris Pratt, not Chris Evans, Chris Pine, like Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, there's so many Chris's. Too many Chris's.
Not Chris Moore. He's too beautiful.
That's right.
Chris Pine.
Too gay.
Yeah. Really gay.
Chris Pine, that's the one. just gay enough. Oh man. All right.
You got 2 more on your list.
That's right. And up next, I'm going to go with the one that I think is the sexiest vampire lady ever. and I'm going to go with Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek as Santanico Pandemonium in Dusk Till Dawn. And in this movie, I don't know if you guys have, for those that haven't seen it, you got a young George Clooney in it. And it is...
And Juliette Lewis.
Oh, yeah, she is in that. And Quentin Tarantino directed and is in the movie. I think he wrote it as well. And literally, long story short, they're like, George Clooney and Quentin are these brothers that kidnap these people, and they want to use them essentially as ransom so they can get over the border. But then they go into this bar, and it's infected. All the patrons turn out to be like evil vampires. And shit goes crazy. But Selma Hayek, who's pretty much just wearing like a little bikini. That's the whole outfit.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, Britney Spears. Remember when Britney Spears had this snake and she's like, I'm a slave for you. And everyone's like, wow, she's so innovative. No, she was a copycat.
That's right.
Selma Hayek did it first and did it better.
Mm-hmm. And she's got them gazongas out and in full force. And it's quite a sight to see. I just remember, that movie came out, I might have been like 10 years old. But goddamn, I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
It still does it for me. But there's one scene that bothers me in it, though. And of course, it's creepy Quentin Tarantino with his foot fetish that he wrote. That there's a scene where Selma Hayek puts her feet in his mouth and pours booze down it and shit, and she drinks it. And of course, he's like licking her toes. I'm like, of course you write that, you creep. He loves feet. He's got all his movies pretty much have like women and feet stuff. It's kind of weird.
Really? I never noticed that, but I do remember that scene.
Like in Kill Bill, you have Uma Thurman has to move the big toe. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
The whole foot thing. And in the one with Brad Pitt and Leo DiCaprio, the stuntman, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, she has Sharon Tate with her feet up watching the movie. And you see that. And also a girl that Brad Pitt picks up and is hitchhiking with her feet up on the windshield of a car. And literally the camera is like, you can totally just see the feet. I
guess he does like feet.
He loves feet. It's like a weird thing. It's like the NFL coach Rex Ryan and his wife. And they caught him like licking her toes. He's like, I just love toes. They're delicious.
Story time. Back in college, I decided to give myself a little ball trim before going to a Halloween party. Because you never know how your night's going to go in the love department, so you always want to be prepared. Unfortunately for my boys down below, this was years before Manscaped came into my life. Oh, God. I cut myself so bad, you guys. I could barely walk that night. So imagine me trying to hit the dance floor after a few drinks later that night. Oh, my God. My shredded balls would not let me move. I couldn't hit the Dougie, the Soldier Boy, the Stanky Leg, the Gangnam Style. All the epic moves that made the 2000s fun. So needless to say, I went home alone that night. But those days are over, folks, thanks to Manscaped. Because Manscaped is here to make sure you never have to go through this yourself. It's time for nice flannels and cozy socks, but we can't forget to trim our balls. By now you've heard of them, but it's time to join the 9 million men worldwide using Manscaped and get that kit that covers it all, baby. The Performance Package 4.0. It starts with the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer with advanced skin-safe technology that reduces nicks and cuts to make raking the leaves a lot less painful. Plus, the Lawnmower is a technical masterpiece, people. It has a 7,000 RPM motor, a multifunction on-off switch that can engage a travel lock, and a built-in 4,000K LED spotlight to help you see the parts of the body you haven't looked at in years. And once you clear the driveway, the Performance Package comes in hot with products to cool you down. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Spray Toner. One to prevent stink and one to clear it up. With a soothing aloe vera formula, move over pumpkin spice, fresh balls are the smell of the season. And the Performance Package 4.0 caps it off with 2 free gifts. The Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. That's one to hold your Manscaped goodies and one to hold your man goodies. So bring in the fall right and get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code FRATCHAT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use promo code FRATCHAT. As the leaves fall, make sure you have it all with Manscaped.
So Salma Hayek, I mean, obviously that's not a Halloween costume you can reproduce unless, I mean, maybe I guess if you're in college or working a strip club, but
I've seen drag queens do her, not as well,
yeah,
but
I mean,
I appreciate the effort.
How can anybody top Salma Hayek? You know, she is, and to this day, she's another one that's like one of the hottest women in the world still. She's like 50 something.
Oh,
It looks like exactly the same. So, Salma, Yamame, eh?
She was in the Gucci movie.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
she's phenomenal in it. I mean, she's great in anything she does.
Yeah, she's
Frida Kahlo, you name it.
She can be sexy. She can be drama. She can be funny.
Well, speaking of sexy, next on my list, have you ever seen Labyrinth with David Bowie?
Yes, man, it's a classic.
He was Jareth, the Goblin King.
Mm-hmm.
He had his one song. It's like Monster Dance or something like that. I forget. But I remember he had this, like, I don't know if it was a dancer belt or just his dick, but he has like huge bulge in his pants and he's wearing tights. And I was like, oh my God. Even as a kid, I was like, what is that? What is that amazing throbbing member in his pants?
And he
whip it out, whip it out, whip it out.
Yeah, really fun. Yeah, that they really especially because he's a skinny guy and he's wearing very tight pants. And they really made that bulge be a prominent part of his character.
Totes. And it's so funny because he had such a grotesque wig. I mean, that wig was so horrible, but no one cared. No one looked at it. No one even remembers the wig because they remember his bulge.
Yeah, they were not looking. It's like, hey, my eyes are up here.
They're like, David Bowie,
we made our choice.
Yeah.
However, I totally wish I could have had hair like his wig, just for a day.
Really?
Just for a day. I think it would have been cool.
His hair looks like what mine did after I got sucked up in the fan of the tank.
Exactly was screaming. That's why they actually based it on. David Bowie was walking by. He's like, "Ha, that's it." He called his agent and took a picture.
Yeah,
but make the bulge bigger than the kid, you know.
Yeah. I'm never gonna live that down. That's another callback, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you had really brought that upon yourself. I don't know why you told me that. Oh man, but yeah, I'm with you. And he's like very androgynous in that movie. You know what I mean? And I mean, also,
he has been his whole life.
Right, exactly. I was gonna say exactly that. He's pretty androgynous himself. So I totally see it. And as a young, as a young SEMO out in the wild, not sure where to go, I can see that character drawing some attention. I can also see that as like, you're like 19 years old on spring break and you get shit faced and you're like, oh, I'm going to take this beautiful girl home. And then you wake up and the next day, like, oh man, I got laid. It was awesome. And you look over and it's David Bowie, like, ah!
See, I would have been like, oh, yes. You would have said, I would have been like, yes, finally. I dreamt of this moment. I've been practicing with my hand for years.
Oh, Jareth. And however, why would you name your kid Jareth? Did you have a lisp? You know what I mean? You couldn't say it. Oh, Jareth, come here. Seriously, guys, stop making fun of my name. I couldn't help it. You got fucked. Jareth, let's go. We gotta get out of here. Oh man, so I'm with you. I support your love of Jareth.
I'm looking at your number one, and I support that 100%.
And this lady, this character is actually what gave me the idea for this episode. because every Halloween, Hocus Pocus comes on in my house. And when it does, boy, oh boy, I relive some childhood memories.
Let me tell you, Bette Miller gives me a boner too. So I can relate.
That's right.
Oof.
Beth Miller's such a babe. Of course, I'm talking about Sarah Jessica Parker in Hocus Pocus. Good Lord. She plays Sarah Sanderson. And it's funny that her name is Sarah. She played the witch named Sarah. But she was just so hot in that. And here's the thing. I've never actually really been attracted to Sarah Jessica Parker at all. Like in Sex and the City, when she's supposed to be this, young, hot babe banging all these dudes in the city, I was always like, never did it for me. But in this role, good fucking God, man. Not only is she just like incredibly hot then, but when they did the movie again, when they did the sequel, I was still into it.
Yeah.
Like it's just this character is super hot, and the way she plays her with her voice is perfect for it, and the quirkiness and the wackiness. Again, you said, like I said with Jenna Ortega, you add quirky and wacky to kind of a hot character, and I'm sold. Yeah, I'm into this character so much. And I mean, obviously, there's some cleavage involved there, but it's funny because she's
a
not
lot of cleavage. All I think
but it's
of
not, other than
is
that,
boobs
it's not
when
like
it
a
comes to
super
her.
showy costume. It's like a big skirt, but them boobies are out and about. So yeah, I'm a big fan of SJP as SS, but not that SS. Sarah Sanderson. I don't know.
What's the other SS?
Hitler's SS.
Secret Service?
No. Well, I guess you can call him that, but the secret police for Hitler was not good.
Oh, they called him SS?
They called him the SS, and they had remember they're the ones that had those. It was like two lightnings that look like S's as their symbol. They're very scary. So
surprisingly, I wasn't alive back then.
Simo was born just after the end of World War II, so
yeah,
he got to miss that. So I don't want people thinking she's part of that SS, because fuck that SS.
Fuck them.
Just Parker. Mm-hmm. If you wear that outfit any day, just call me. I'll be there. I don't care how old you are. You can be 103 years old. I'll be there.
The witch outfit, not the SS. Not the lightning.
That's right. Again, we gotta make very clear that people are aware of this. The witch, not the SS.
Yes.
But anywho, we are down to the final one, and it's the
have you ever watched Stranger Things?
I love Stranger Things.
Well, in season 2, we met Sam.
That's
the
right.
Little redhead girl, right? Is that her name?
Yep. You're right.
And her older brother was a dick, but oof, what a sexy dick.
Evil.
His name is Billy. Yep. And we weren't supposed to give Billy the time of day. However, the moment we saw Billy at the lifeguard chair and walking past the pool, you know what I mean? And with this little whistle, I would put that whistle in my mouth in a heartbeat. Let me tell you. Oh my God. Billy was so sexy in that. Sucks for him because he didn't make it. Spoiler alert.
He knows how to play it like almost the suave look. Like there's a scene where he's looking for Max. But
Max is the name, not Sam. Max.
Yeah, it's Max. That's what it is. I don't know. You said
I knew
Sam,
it was something that
Max.
was like gender neutral.
Yeah. And so he goes to pick up Max, and the hot mom opens the door, and he's like, "Hey there," and I'm like, "God damn it, you smooth son of a bitch!" She's melting. Everybody's melting. So he's really good, and he also the actor was in the Elvis movie, so good for him. And he's going to be in Fantastic Four in 2025.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his career is really blowing up. So good for him. He's a really good actor, and he's also a short king, so good for him.
He's short?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There goes my wedding.
No, he's not super short. He's 5'10". He's 5'10".
Okay, that's tall enough.
That's fine.
Taller than my current husband.
It's just I guess his lady, I think she's also wearing heels in this picture. He's dating a tall, yeah, those are some heels. But that lady's tall, so his girlfriend's a babe. There is an interview with him. It's him and his girlfriend. And I forget what network's interviewing him, but it's around something about Stranger Things. But the girl interviewing him is really hot. And he literally turns on the Billy charm from that scene I'm talking about with the mom.
Oh, really?
With the interviewer, while his girlfriend's standing there, and it's like super awkward because his girlfriend's kind of like rolling her eyes. Obviously, she can't do anything. It's a live fucking interview on national television. But he's like, talking to this lady, and he's like clearly turning on the charm. It was like, you son of a bitch. Now you know what you're working with. Billy gave him self-awareness that he's hot. That's going to be the end of the world for him. So watch out, Billy. Don't go too far. But it's a really funny clip. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
I am going to check it out.
It'll give you a gig.
With a tub of Vaseline next to me.
He's going to watch it on mute, so... doesn't need to hear words. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. So, anyways, that was our list of celebrity crushes in evil, spooky roles here at the Frat Chat Podcast. Let us know if there's any in these that also did it for you, or any of your own that you have from spooky roles and spooky movies and evil characters that made you feel things that they definitely shouldn't have. Give us a follow on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Facebook. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. That is on Threads. That is also on YouTube. And you can give me a follow as well at Carlos Does the World on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Threads, on YouTube. Carlos Does World on Twitter and /X. You can get my buddy Seema over there a follow as well at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and TikTok, and Seymour Comedy on Twitter /X. Oh, yeah. Well, all right, Mr. Mo. It's time for us to get our suck on. That's some Halloween candy, that is. So why don't you get us out of here?
I motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I second. All right, you guys. Happy Halloween. We'll be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time, the Frat Chat Podcast. See ya.
Peace.